Welcome to episode 6 of the Thought Grenade podcast. My name is Colin,
And I'm Tyler.
and today we have a special guest, our first guest, our friend, Matt Gardner.
Why, thank you, Colin. It's a pleasure being here on episode 6 of Thought Grenade. Can't wait to talk about some stuff with you guys.
This is crazy.
Yeah, is it a big honor for you to be our first guest?
This is a pretty big honor. I know you guys have been doing pretty steady with this podcast, and I wanted to be a part of it back in the beginning, but episode 6, here we are.
I mean, we talked about it in episode 1. There is that lost episode that you were in, so.
Oh, you were right. And that was fun. I enjoyed doing that. And that's why I wanted to come back for another. It seems like this is a lot more thought out than what we did back in the day. More dedication.
Yeah, a little bit. And I think the quality's gone up a bit.
Yeah, the quality definitely.
Yeah, so.
Plus, I mean, it's cool that we can just do it online here. We don't have to actually meet up and whatnot. Because like you said, that's the biggest thing is trying to get free time for all of us to hang out together and do this.
Yeah, aligning schedules isn't always the easiest thing.
Yeah. So today, spoiler alert, we're recording this the day after episode 5. But we're going to talk about a little bit about what we talked about yesterday with COVID-19, just because we have Matt here and he's in a little bit of a different situation than Tyler and I are in. And then we're kind of going to go back to an episode 1 vibe and talk about how we all met and what that was like. Listen, Mike Mover, Mr. McGee, calm down.
I had to plug in the headset. Hold up. We're okay.
Oh, God.
It was dying.
Okay, that's what we're going to do today. So let's get motherfucking into it.
All right, so you said we're going to start with COVID-19 talk.
Yeah.
So I know we discussed it last time, but without dropping a name, though, that we had a friend who is being affected in the fact that he's not able to work due to what's going on. That friend is Matt. So
that would be me.
So I think you should run through like maybe what it's like not being able to work, like what the process was, how do they notify you and things like that. I think that'd be an interesting side of it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think this is my last day of work was on the day before St. Patrick's Day. What day was that? Last Monday. Last Monday was the day I got my text saying I can't come into work. I was supposed to work that, and then obviously St. Patrick's Day. I'm a bartender, and that was obviously going to be a big day for us.
Right.
And that's probably why they did close it down right before, because all the people that are going to be going out and how sloppy people get when they start drinking, and I can only imagine the amount of germs you ever be on the bar.
Lots of germs.
Tons of germs.
I really wasn't even looking forward to working that day, just because I knew how big it was getting at the time, and. But I was looking forward to making money that day. Obviously, it's a good day. It's a good day for that. And I don't know, being out of work right now, it's definitely different. I have actually gone back to work to just help them out on the inside of the bar, see if they wanted anything. And I think now is a great time with everything being shut down for people who are in the restaurant business to be doing, renovations to their bar or restaurant. I think this would be a perfect time for that. Nothing but time, and I did plan on going to help out with like painting and just kind of redoing some stuff that needed to be done, and I'm just getting like some hourly pay out of that, and that's all right, but gives me something to do.
Yeah, helps hold you over for the time being too.
I mean, personally, I don't have like the most bills to pay, so I'm not really worried about it as far as income.
Right.
And I don't know. I think it's all right now. I it hasn't been too long to the point where I'm losing my mind yet.
So before that all happened,
nothing it kind of sucks.
Yeah. So before that all happened, before things officially get closed down, obviously we knew that coronavirus was going to be a threat. So was that something that you would be going into work thinking about, being a bartender? Yeah. It's a very intimate place. Like you're very face to face with people.
Yeah, it's very interactive. Obviously, I'm handing you your drinks. I'm grabbing your straw, putting in your drink. There's a lot of factors like that, and
Ew.
I know it's very strange. And I actually did bring gloves to wear. I think it was like that weekend, because weekends are obviously the busy time, and that's when I have the most interaction with people, or numerous people. And I actually did wear gloves and stuff while I was handling the drinks, because that's gross. Like, I'm touching your straw, and I gotta take your straw out of your drink to throw it away. People literally munch on their straws like there's no tomorrow. That's literally just a thing people do, and it's gross.
That's nasty.
It's nasty. I gotta touch the bar. People like run their hands on it, and oh my god. What's big is too, our owner, the manager who just sits at the bar. Everyone who comes in the bar, they always like to go over there, greet her. They like to freaking get wicked close to her, because that's just what you do when you're drunk. Get really touchy feely, and that was one thing that really bugged me, because people like who know you are gonna want to conversate with you for a little bit, get close to you because they're drunk and they don't care. And that was the biggest thing. I just didn't want people getting too close to me, especially if you get wicked drunk and people start to spit when they're trying to talk to you, at the yell, because the music's loud and you have to yell to me to like, tell me what you want. That was the worst part. Definitely just being in that place. That's why I'm kind of glad it closed, because that was gross. I knew that if it stayed open, Glens Falls would be literally covered in Corona everywhere.
Yep.
That's nasty.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
And I really get tired of the jokes people say about asking for Corona. That's one thing that really pissed me off about that.
The dad jokes.
The dad jokes.
Oh god.
I liked it when it first happened, like, oh, the cure is a lime.
Yeah.
But
people are like, oh, can I get a Corona minus the virus? And I'm like, that's just so unnecessary. That's an unnecessary thing to say to me.
Please stop talking.
Well, Corona, so alcohol did like lose a lot of business, I guess, because people were associating with the coronavirus.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Which is crazy that people are. It just seems like uninformed to think that you're gonna get the virus from beer, from Mexico.
Even Chinese restaurants, like American Chinese restaurants, because obviously they're not.
Yep.
Those aren't real. Most of them are Chinese Americans. They're not even from China. They didn't immigrate. Their parents did, but they were born here, raised here. They just run the restaurant, and people would stop buying from them in fear of getting the virus. Like, that's not how this works. I apologize.
No, the stupidity of people around us, and especially on the internet, really blows my mind. Especially like the buying all the toilet paper and whatnot. That part really blew my mind.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. It blows your mind, but how do you feel about it? What, you just think they're all stupid? I kind of think they're just all stupid.
I just think the amount of panic people have about the situation, as far as buying all your supplies, that like they're a necessity. Obviously, toilet paper is a necessity, but you need to buy all of it from everybody, so no one can have toilet paper. No.
Yeah.
In moderation, you don't need to within 2 days buy 40 packages of toilet paper.
Yeah, it's pretty silly.
I mean, coming from a family who, like, my dad works at a tissue place, so we get unlimited like stuff like that anyway.
Right.
So I can't really complain about that. We are kind of flexing on the teepee.
Yeah, we got a closet full, 3 closets in your house just full of everything. About to be the dealers of HF.
Yep, I think that's gonna be a new business.
All right, so we talked about this yesterday as well. If you had to guess how many like rolls of toilet paper you go through in a month, what would your estimate be?
Oh man, I probably go through, or let me think about it. So probably 1 roll on the downstairs bathroom, probably the one I use the most. Probably 4 days, I want to say.
1 roll in 4 days?
Yeah, that's with multiple people hanging out and whatnot. That's like not just me.
Okay. Yeah, I know that's like a hangout spot. I'm trying to like.
Yeah,
that's quite a bit of toilet paper.
Yeah, there's a lot of toilet paper, but that's
You'll be shitting.
I'm
all
pretty
the time.
I'm using the teepee,
Yeah.
One wipe.
Pretty good about washing
out of there.
my hands too. Yeah, literally. Like especially at work, I've been pretty good about washing my hands and trying to stay clean as possible.
1 wipe.
Yeah, 1 wipe. Everyone knows the rules.
Yeah.
I think so I mean you gotta get some fiber in your diet and that'll make it cleaner.
Can't have that 1-ply bullshit.
Yeah. All right, real quick, since you just brought that up, the 1-ply. 1-ply is really thin, right? We agree that that's bad.
Who buys that?
All right. I have an opinion as well. 3-ply, too thick.
They make 3-ply?
I'm
like
pretty sure.
I mean, Ultra Soft.
There's some that is just too thick.
Yeah, we got some that was too thick, and I was always scared I was going to clog the toilet with it.
That's always a fear.
I just think I have an opinion that some toilet paper is just too thick, and
So you're a 2-ply man all the time?
I guess so. Yeah,
I respect it.
2-ply is comfortable. You get a nice fold in there, and that's another question. I guess if you're on top of a toilet, do you fold or crumple?
Frumple. I'm a combo.
Yeah?
I would say I'm more of a
Yeah.
combo also. I'll start folding it, but if I accidentally grab too much, it's gonna get crumpled.
Crumpled right up. Yeah.
I don't have that problem. I fold better than I fold my laundry.
If anything, I kind of wrap it around my hand. That's not even folding it. That's just kind of like.
Oh yeah, so I know some people who do that too. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I just put it on my finger like it's a ghost puppet and then just stick it right up there.
Wrap it around my hand, take it out, and look at that. It's got double D ply.
Oh boy.
Okay. Did we have anything else on that topic there?
On the TP topic?
Or on the coronavirus topic?
Yeah, Matt's got a theory.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hit us.
This is
with
a
the
pretty
theory.
out there one.
If you just hear a gap in the audio, it's because we skipped over this theory because it's too bizarre.
I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got good evidence behind it though.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right, so obviously this outbreak really didn't become an outrage on the internet until probably about like January, February, I'd say. Do you guys agree on that?
Yeah.
That was when it really.
Yep.
All right, well, you guys know how in December my neighbor Gardner died, right?
I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
You did not know that either? All right, well, Gardner died on December 15th.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's sad.
You know, he's like a very healthy individual, or was a. You guys know of him at least.
Yeah.
And he died of a very strange cause. He just died in his sleep. And probably the few days before that, he was sick.
Mm-hmm.
He had like pneumonia-like symptoms.
Yeah.
Flu-like symptoms. He never went to the doctor though. Probably should have.
Yeah, probably should have.
But it didn't. It was if it was something to be of concern. And then like 2 days later, he kind of just died in his sleep. And his wife, because he was supposed to go to work that day, and his wife like tried to wake him up because he was like late, and that was that. So after a while, or probably 6 days later, I noticed my friend Joel had gotten sick with like the same kind of symptoms. He had like the same flu-like. In fact, this was a time when most of like Glens Falls, I'd say, got sick. I know I got sick the day after.
You said this was about 2 weeks ago?
So he died on the 15th, and then
this was December.
Joel became sick. He went to the doctors and got his antibiotic or whatever it was on the 20th.
Okay.
So obviously that's very soon after.
Yeah.
And it did not help him. He did not feel better after taking this prescription, and neither did his dad. So when he got tested, it didn't test positive for flu, like the normal flu.
Right.
And it didn't test positive for pneumonia. So I just kind of thought about this the other day. And then like on the 25th, I got sick. My parents got sick. My grandparents were in town for 3 days. They went home, or no, they went to Myrtle Beach, and they got sick with the same symptoms. And after time passed, you know, they do like an autopsy on the body and whatnot, give results.
Yep.
Right.
As far as my knowledge goes, they didn't have an answer to why Gardner died. But I know Gardner suffers from sleep apnea, where you like stop breathing in your sleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And apparently, when the cops were over there, one thing they look for, and for heart attacks especially, is like any kind of panic. You're gonna wake up.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're gonna knock some stuff over because something's happening. And I mean, his wife was like asleep next to him, so how could she not feel anything if he was struggling? And there was no signs of that, so he literally just died sitting in place peacefully on his bed. And it just kind of grew concerns to me that sleep apnea is a respiratory problem, and
it'd be an underlying health condition
affected by something like a coronavirus. And so basically, my theory right now is I got sick back in December with the coronavirus before it was even popular or streaming on the internet.
A similar thing happened to Alyssa. She had a really bad cough and a bunch of other coronavirus-like symptoms. I don't remember when it was. It was like 2 months ago, close to around the same time.
Yeah.
And I've seen some posts on the internet about this. It's not as far.
Yeah, and I know my symptoms personally. On the day after Christmas, I had 104 temperature, and I had to call off of work that day. I just started working at the bar, and my boss had gotten sick also with the same symptoms, and she traveled. It could literally everyone just traveled and didn't even think anything of it because, And what bugged me was how like Joel went to the doctors and he didn't test positive for the normal flu or pneumonia. You know, that's kind of strange when we all have the same symptoms like that.
Yeah, so if you've been listening to the podcast, in episode 2 and 3, no, it was 3 and 4. Episodes 3 and 4, I was stuffy. That was getting back from vacation, actually. At least I think they both were. And so I had what I thought was a cold, but it felt really bad, and there were some things that weren't cold-like, more flu-like, like temperature and like body aches and headaches and things like that. So I went to urgent care and I got tested, and they did a flu swab, and I didn't have the flu, so I just took a day off work, and then I just kind of toughed through it. And then Brittany got sick as well, and she also had a fever for a couple days. So it's possible that we've had it.
I talked about my theory with a few people at the bar too. Like there's a few regulars that came in, and this is actually what kind of sparked it all. Is one of the guys who came in said he tried to convince me that he already had it too back in December, but he didn't really give me a date. He just said in December. I knew that was the time when the whole area had gotten sick, and he said that was the worst he's ever felt. He's like he's never felt like he's so close to dying. Other than that, and I can imagine how that feels to actually be sick with these symptoms.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's hard to
I really started thinking about it. Like I started linking like the connection between when Joel was sick and he said he wanted to die too, to Gardner's death, and the same time the other people have told me they were sick. And it's very possible within this area how everyone could have got it.
Right, because this has been going on in China for a while. Like,
obviously they're not going to see it and tell us right away. They're going to keep it to themselves.
Yeah, so that's something we had talked about yesterday, that the Chinese government even was hushing people 3 weeks before that. 3 weeks they knew it was a thing, and then for 3 weeks they made sure that less people knew about it than should have, obviously. So it's definitely a possibility that we've had it. So
I didn't have it.
Yeah, well, Matt and I could have had it.
Alyssa might have, but I didn't.
That'd be my only thing is like, when I was on vacation, obviously I was living with other people and I was close to other people, so I would think that they would have gotten sick, considering how highly communicable the corona is, but they didn't get sick, so it's hard to tell. Yeah. But again, they told me it wasn't a flu, so they told me it was viral, but obviously if they didn't have a test for corona,
infected with it, they're not going to become like.
But usually if you have a cold, I feel like fevers aren't really like cold like symptoms. So
that's true.
All right, so we didn't cut that out because that seems like a possible theory, actually.
Yeah,
I did see something. I had
some backup. Though.
You know how Facebook has the fact checker? They have independent fact checkers. Have you seen those?
Yep, I have.
So one of the posts that has been circulating the most, getting shared, is like it's a screenshot of someone else's post that's been circulating, and it's like, do I have a theory, or is there whatever? I don't know how they started, but they go into talking about a couple months ago in December and early January. Did you come down with a sickness was very flu-like or felt very flu-like, but when you went to the doctor and got tested, it wasn't. The flu test would come back negative. You wouldn't have pneumonia. They couldn't they didn't have a name for it at the time, and they ended up calling it just like a viral respiratory thingy. And they're like, well, if you had these symptoms, you probably had coronavirus before all of this even happened. And the independent fact checkers puts the thing over it that says this is like, they put this was fact checked, and after
true
the fact check
or false.
Yeah. So I don't know. I know Facebook's been kind of weird about coronavirus posts. I don't know if it's in an attempt to just limit the flow of social media, because that's what's kind of causing some of the panic, along with the traditional media.
I think it's highly just kind of like it's a very touchy subject right now as well.
Yeah, so it's all you see on the internet now. It's the only thing you will see.
News, internet, anything like that. So
some of the posts were just getting deleted. Like my friend had shared a post, and Facebook took it down. I was like, this can't be
so negative.
So I don't know. It's an interesting theory. We'll see what comes out of it. It's hard to. I don't know if they'll ever be able to fully confirm it.
I know. For me personally, I've seen a few posts that are like fake about the coronavirus and have caused panic. Like I saw a post, it was like National Guard going through like a city, and it was like looked like they're like being interactive about like the coronavirus. But if you read the comments and like stuff like that, this is from like years ago, but people will put this picture.
Yeah,
that's a pretty common thing.
And it's
people
it's
put
ridiculous.
pictures to different situations.
No one digs deep in their information. They just kind of see something they see on the internet and just kind of go with it.
Yeah, that'd be my suggestion. That's a suggestion just in general, especially. I mean, and with like this, like, don't just take something for face value. Don't just read a headline. Like, if it's something you're actually, especially if you're gonna go and repeat it to someone else, like do some fact checking, do some digging. Like, it won't take that much longer. Just take 5 minutes to read the article and in its entirety, and then maybe present it to other people.
Well, I truly believe, being young as we are, I think we are obviously less likely to have effects of the coronavirus, even if we were infected with it.
Yeah, so that's something I talked about yesterday. There is a chance like that we can have permanent damage to our lungs though as well.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yep, of course it's always
yeah.
Obviously we don't know what's gonna happen.
You guys
so
think it's gonna end by any guesses?
Months.
Yeah.
I
thinking still probably end of May.
I was thinking end of May.
At least for like stuff to start opening back up and calming down.
Yeah.
I heard May for multiple reasons. Like, I mean, again, we can't trust China. Chinese government for stuff like this, but apparently like they've reported a lot less cases.
Yeah.
So and we've just got hit with it. So, yep. And I think with the warmer weather, it'll definitely help because they found that it is less likely to survive in warmer weather.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
Well, we'll see. I think end of May would be my guess as well.
For me personally, I deleted Facebook. It was too much. It was too much for me. I couldn't do it anymore.
I just don't go on Facebook very often.
Everything was the same, even any kind of social media. I don't have Twitter and stuff like that. I can imagine how bad that is. But especially Facebook in general, people are just so negative about it. It drives me insane. My sister being one of them, she's on complete lockdown. She's one of those guys that don't even want to like fucking sniff the air outside.
Well, that's outside. Air is, or nature is literally its own healer. The virus isn't going to live in the air outside. It's going to get sucked into a tree or a shrub or the grass.
It's going to stop and hit something if you like cough.
It's not going to live outside for very long.
Yeah, if it was in the air, Jesus, I'd be scared as all hell. If it was some like anything that could just go into my lungs and just infect me as I walk outside, that sounds haunting.
Yeah, being outside is it's much less likely, obviously, with so much open air and whatnot.
Yeah, the air's always flowing, and there's not as much to get trapped on.
The wind that takes everything.
And if it gets trapped on something, you're not going to touch it. If it's on a tree, some people are going to touch trees because they like to lick them and stuff. But for the most part, you just don't go around touching trees and shrubs and stuff.
Yeah,
you're just walking through nature. It's more beneficial to be outside for the most part.
And it'll help keep you sane.
Come at me about hiking today, and I've been hiking the past 3 days, honestly, and I'm like, I feel like there's been a lot of hikers in general. Let me tell you, I've never seen every parking lot and people going up the mountain so strong. Dogs right now are thriving. They're in heaven right now. So many dogs. But me being hiking, I try not to touch anything. We don't really need to. We don't have to do rock climbing and stuff around here. You can be far away from each other while hiking. I don't know about that. Like, why aren't you staying inside? I don't think I'm doing arm out here in this wide open air. Wide open space.
Well, until tonight, because tonight after 8, there's the curfew, and you can't, if you're non-essential, you're not supposed to be leaving your house anymore. So be careful from now on, because you can't. I think it's like a misdemeanor if you get caught outside.
Correct.
I don't know how well they're going to enforce that, but that's why I did go hiking today, just in case they really do try to enforce that strongly.
I don't know. Yeah, up here they might not, but down in the city,
it's the cities that I feel like that they're really more worried about, especially New York. New York City kind of gives us a lot of bad rep.
Yeah,
being out here in the country.
Yeah, that's always the thing. Is like when you tell someone you're from New York, they're like, "Oh, the city."
Yeah,
never the city.
Does it sound like I'm from the city?
Yeah, right.
Can I say that to people? Is that fair?
That's fine. That sounds fine to me.
Like,
yeah.
They speak differently than we do.
But I've come from, like, when I lived in Georgia, they said that we had an upstate, or not an upstate, but a New York accent, which I think is just it's not really, maybe not necessarily how I talk, but it might be more how fast I talk.
And things we say. There's because like
phrases.
They call
Yeah, from
crayons
us-
crowns down there.
oh god, they're stupid.
Okay, what?
But yeah, it's just different. It's subtle differences, but it's even to us when we hear someone from the city like, "Hey, I'm walking here," like they talk like that.
Yeah.
And we
walking
don't talk like that. Like
Mhm.
every area in the United States has different characteristics of how they talk. But
Yeah.
to say that we sound like people from the city, I think is just a little bit silly.
I think so. I agree too.
I think accents are interesting just in general because even if we did have one, we wouldn't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
It's just how you talk.
Yeah, we would know if we were all from a different country though, and we all came together.
I think everyone probably does have their own accent in a way.
Well, yeah, everyone
Yeah.
does, and every area does. You just don't. You never pick it up until someone would have to say it to you.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you have an accent. You'd be like, excuse me?
And I think that's a relative thing too. Like you have an accent. If you come from Texas to Hudson Falls, then some people are probably gonna say you have an accent.
Yeah.
But like,
and you're gonna be like, well, from where I am.
yeah, it's just normalized.
Texas, you'd have an accent.
Yeah. So.
Weird.
Yeah. All right, let's get into
Next step.
meeting each other.
Round 2. Yeah.
So in the first episode, Colin and I addressed as best we could us meeting,
Yeah.
which wasn't very productive because neither of us really remember it. But we did meet through Matt in some manner.
Yeah.
So I think Matt should go over. I mean, we can each give our sides of the story of whatnot as to how we met. Like Matt and I met, Colin and Matt met. And then maybe Matt can help fill us in on how Colin and I met.
Mm-hmm.
But
Tyler, I know I met you in what was it? Third or what grade was that with Mr. Perry?
It was actually 4th grade, and it was Mrs. Lawrence.
Oh, okay, yes, that makes a lot more sense. I just know we really started to hang out more.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially with Mr. Parrish's class. But you're right, we did meet with Miss Lawrence's class.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think back. I know at that point we started to do like that bowling league together at BNC. Was that right?
Yep. That was with Ronnie.
During that fall season, yeah. And I don't know how you don't remember. I do remember Ronnie being part of that league, and I do remember all of us technically meeting each other at that time.
Well, I remember that too. I remember like Ronnie, and because I always annoyed Ronnie.
Episode wasn't. Yeah, you're right. I just remember that whole story you said. What was that, like episode 2?
Yeah.
I do remember that.
So
and, trying to think back. I know I used to always go to your house a lot. You used to live like very close to me. It was like up the road.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to. I'm always just spend the night at your house. We used to just play video games and. Trying to think back. I just know, especially back in Mr. Parrish's class, we were big into the nerdy stuff like Bakugan.
Yep.
And
a lot of Pokemon too.
Yeah, a lot of Pokemon.
A lot of Pokemon, because at that point you hadn't really played much Pokemon, and I was like, oh, I've still been playing this game forever, so.
Yeah, I never really started playing it until I met you.
Yeah.
Very thankful for that. Jeez.
That was a big thing. I know in Mrs. Lawrence's class, we would do the thing where you go around the classroom and say your name and something about yourself, and I think 5 of the boys were like, I like Pokemon.
Yeah, you're right. That makes sense.
So.
Oh.
I'm trying to think, what else did we used to always bring in another thing into
was it Beyblade?
Yes, Beyblades and the what was like the other knockoff Beyblades that we had?
Oh, those were dope. Oh, I can't think of what they were.
Battle Strikers?
Sounds right.
What they were called?
Yeah.
You know what we're talking about?
Not a clue.
So
knockoff Beyblade, they're bigger.
They're cooler. So they were made of fully made of like metal. They had magnets on them. So instead of like the ripcord launcher, you would have like something you just hold in your hand and you push the button and it has batteries and it spins it for you. And then you kind of like drop it. And then you had this little magnetic thing you could put on your finger to help guide it into the other top.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, because of the magnet in the middle, you just hovered over it.
I think the brand was still like Mega Bloks. You could only get them at Toys R Us at the time.
They didn't last very long. They released like a couple sets of new Battle Strikers. I'm convinced that's actually what they were called.
I'll look that up, but
I just remember being big into that. Then we got into like the Beyblades and whatnot.
Yeah, those were cool though.
Bakugan was always strong.
They were called Battle Strikers.
Yeah, that's right.
What a legend.
They're called Battle Strikers Turbo Tops.
Mm-hmm.
I probably still have mine somewhere.
I have no idea where those things have gone.
That's crazy. Yeah, they were mad fun though.
How the fuck did you remember that?
Yeah, right.
Man, that was deep.
Well, I remember the one I had was called mine was the Megalodon. So.
Wow, I couldn't even tell you that. That makes sense. I do remember that.
And they had like different stats, but like they seemed kind of irrelevant.
Like, I don't probably how the Battle Striker was made. Just in, like.
Well, I know with like Beyblade, like depending on what bottom you have on it, then that'll be different.
You, like, I'm pretty sure you could customize these. You could like swap parts with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same concept. It was knockoff. And Colin, I feel like that's all you remember about me and Tyler kind of growing up together, as far as like in that Mr. Parrish's class, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't know when I started bowling. I don't remember how old I was when I actually first started. But I know that's how I met Colin. Because you've been in a few of my classes, but you had Mr. Kugler, I believe, when we had Mr. Paris. Is that right?
Yeah.
I think that's the same grade. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And
I feel like it was in middle school we started hanging out.
Yeah, like in Mrs. Swan's class. I know you were in my Mrs. Swan's class. We used to have science together.
Yep.
And that's when I really started to hang out with you. Like, especially at bowling, that's when I think we actually formed like a team.
Yeah.
Like willingly, not just being put on a random team.
Right. Yeah, I want to say it was like sixth grade.
Yeah, and then we started doing like the school league for bowling, and that's when we really got closer because we had to spend the whole winter together, basically.
Pretty much. We stay up till 12 at night playing Dragons of Atlantis.
Oh yeah, jeez.
Stealing freaking frozen margaritas out of the freezer.
Yes, that would be us. Grabbing table salt for thinking it's like margarita salt. I think I did that too. Yep, that would be my doing.
Yep. What a time.
What a time.
Man. Do you remember how Tyler and I met? When it was?
Jeez, I wanted to.
I have a relative date.
Do you?
Wow.
Not like a date, like a year.
Okay.
But I need to look up again when Dragons of Tarkir came out, because that's when I
Yeah, that's when we all started playing Magic together.
Yeah, we started playing close enough to when this came out that we could still buy it in
You were
stores.
definitely in high school at that point. I want to say.
So it was in 2015. Or no, hang on. Wasn't that one?
Oh, I thought it was something too, but
2. So we had been playing Black Ops 2 together. All three of us had. We would play with your friends that you don't play anymore, Brandon and Austin.
Yep.
We used to play with them too. And Black Ops 2 came out in 2012. But we met at or around before, I'd say a year before, or at the latest, like 6 months or a year after Black Ops 2. So 2012 at that point. That's what I'm going with. It has to be around then.
You remember like where you guys met? Probably like my house or something?
Yeah, it had to be at your house. We just don't know why. We don't know how we both ended up there at the same time.
We were probably like playing Magic or something together. I know we used to play a lot of. Tyler was the only person who ever had Smash Brothers, so we used to play a lot of that too.
Hell yeah! Still the only person who has Smash Brothers.
Still the only person.
Because someone doesn't have a Switch.
I know,
man.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Didn't you say that you would buy it if Matt bought a Switch?
If Matt bought a Switch and bought Smash, I would buy it. Yes. So it's never gonna happen. But
rip.
Jeez, it's about to happen if I can't leave my house ever. I'm about to order one online.
No. There's worse things to do.
And Matt, you used to play Animal Crossing, and the new Animal Crossing just came out.
Shut up.
Oh yeah, did that actually just come out?
It did. It came out Friday.
Friday.
Man, they used to jam that thing.
It's fucking dope.
I think I'm gonna buy it for Alyssa. I think. I hope
You
she doesn't
should.
listen to this because now she knows.
It
I hope she doesn't actually listen to these.
comes out next week, so maybe you can buy it before then.
Oh yeah, good point. Good point. She listens to all these. She's a faithful fan.
Yeah, that's what I bought it for Brittany as well, and she's been playing quite a bit. So I mean, again, since we have nothing really to do and we're supposed to stay inside,
Right.
and there's a lot to do in that game.
So, Tyler, will you ever actually be affected by, like, do you think, are you like an essential worker at this point?
Yes, so I am classified as an essential because it's under home health and safety, I believe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Again, I mentioned it last episode, but we usually do inside and outside people's houses, but I think just for safety for us and our customers, we're going to be focusing more on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
The company has supplied us with like disinfectant and everything like that so that we can stay clean and whatnot, but
That's good.
So I don't know. As of right now, I very much think that we'll just keep going through this, obviously, until something changes, if anything changes.
Right. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Now what? Now what do you want to talk about? We kind of ran out of topics.
Yeah, we exhausted it. Well, actually, so we kind of brought up Animal Crossing and how Matt used to play that, and it's something I had played for a while as well. What games did we used to play together? You said Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2.
Great game.
Matt and I used to play a lot of Battlefield together.
I played Battlefield. Was that 4?
No, we were playing 3.
Maybe it was 3. I don't know. I don't remember. I never played. I don't think I played that with Colin though.
Together. A lot of GTA on mine.
Yeah. I wish we were still playing GTA to this day. Honestly.
You know, I literally was about to go download that the other day, but I don't know where my disc is.
I was gonna say we all should have it.
I want to.
Oh wait, I thought Colin got rid of yours. I thought you got rid of yours.
I have it.
Oh, okay. So maybe if everyone finds everything, we can get back on there, and I'm gonna start posting videos on my YouTube channel. So check those out.
Shameless plug.
I don't even know what channel I'm gonna be uploading them to, so I can't like plug it. But
being on this video chat right now, I just got like a weird flashback of me and Tyler used to play a lot of Skyrim, but we would literally just talk to each other online, but we would just be playing Skyrim together. You know, obviously you can't play together.
Yeah, we did that. Funny story with that too is I think it was like Christmas or something. I don't know. I don't remember. I wasn't there at your house very long. I just came to visit or do something, and then I walked into your room, and you were playing Skyrim, and I see you with like what looks like a poster next to you on the bed. I'm like, "What's that?" You're like, "Oh, that's the map. There's no map in game, so you literally have to follow this everywhere you want to go."
Oh god!
And then come to find out, there is a map in that game.
Yep,
there is.
That was
so
biggest advancement I could have ever gotten in that map.
Yeah, so I think that was I just thought of that.
Oh god.
Yeah, that was sad. I was going full idiot mode.
Another game that Matt and I played a lot of. I remember it must have been in the summer because neither of us were at school. We would just legit wake up, play Wizard 101 all day.
So much Wizard 101.
Delicious.
You played Wizard 101 too? See, I didn't even know this.
I didn't play with you guys, but yeah, I played it.
Oh, okay. We should hop back in that too.
Another game we used to play was Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 was a game we used to play.
Yeah. We didn't get very far in that one, I feel like.
I thought I did. I used to love playing that game.
I did on one of my solo characters, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the one that we were all trying to play together, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, we
did. Like we were trying to wait for each other with at least one character.
We all just had like a solo character.
And then we all just dropped it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, we're not very good at playing games together.
No, we always switch from game to game.
Well, later, hopefully we're going to play some Warzone if you want to join us later.
No, I would love to. I have nothing going on now.
Well, that's good.
That's been a fun game to play.
Yeah, Tyler and I jumped in. We played a game earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pretty good time.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that it's not as bad as I thought.
No, I mean, it's still technically in beta, so there's some issues. Like I know the sound is rough for some people, and there's weird points on the map where you can literally just get trapped. The final circle, like there's a mountain, and there's the way the circle pushes up the mountain. There's like 3 paths, and if you're on a certain side of the mountain, you can't vault the rocks on the path to get over it and actually go up the mountain into the circle. So you just die outside the circle,
Interesting.
which is kind of bullshit. But that'll probably get fixed soon. I'm interested. I know a lot of people, most of the people that I follow on social media that play it are absolutely in love with it. And
like Legion.
Yeah, well, like Legion, Gold Glove.
Shout out Legion though, for sure.
The crew have been playing a decent amount of it.
Yeah.
And no one's really I haven't seen too much hate on it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I want to play with my friends.
I think that'll be a good time.
Something I actually just started playing. I didn't realize this was an old game back in PlayStation 2. I never played it. Was the Shadow of the Colossus?
Oh yeah, they just
it's in the for PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
It's very good. I'm actually a pretty big fan of it. Obviously it's a hell of a lot better now with the graphics. I'm assuming that was probably the biggest downfall back in 2003 when they made the game.
Yeah.
But,
is that a single player game?
Yeah,
single player.
Okay.
It's an open world game.
Gotcha.
Go around beating up giants.
Yeah, very interesting concept. I mean, it's like
kind of like a Monster Hunter type thing, then, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really similar.
It's
to
set
that.
up though,
which we should play together as well.
Only thing you can do is go.
Don't even. I've been trying for years.
I think I might still have it downloaded. Probably not.
I haven't.
Jesus,
that's one of the only games that I haven't deleted ever.
No, I don't have it downloaded.
I do not have space.
Is there any other hobbies that you have, Matt, that you'd like to talk about?
I mean, geez, just
No.
kind of the drone photography business I've been trying to build for myself. That's
Playing Beat Saber.
Yeah, Beat Saber is the ultimate hobby.
Beat Saber is pretty fun. I don't know if I'd be able to play it as much as you do though.
No, it's just all I do for workout. That's the only kind of. That's the only kind of. Only kind of activity I'll ever be doing, especially now that we're in quarantine. Jeez, shoulders are gonna be boulders.
Yep, dude. Oh god.
I do have a question for you regarding PlayStation and video games and stuff. Why did you change your gamer tag?
Oh god.
Well,
did you actually change it? We have a theory that Brandon did it.
Yeah, correct.
No, I actually did change it. It's funny he did it on the same day, which I did see that, and I was like, wow, that was weird. He only changed it because he got a new PlayStation, though. That's why he changed it.
Mm.
His is
I don't think
stupid.
whatever we saw pop up on his screen, it actually wasn't even him. So that was Joe's account, his roommate.
Yep. Okay, that doesn't answer my question as to why you did it, though.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I don't know. I was getting really sick of being the Vigilante 918. I mean, I made that back when I was like probably 2013. No, I probably changed it 2016.
Mm.
You should have went back.
I just need something fresh. I don't want to go back to Mets Kid 13. I still have that account.
You could have went to like Mets Kid.
Is that account banned?
69.
Yeah, it's banned. What, you guys don't like to sniff my finger?
No, it's awful.
It's not great.
It's all right. It's better than the
pretty
Vigilante
bad.
918. It sounds like a freaking 13-year-old came up with it because he did.
The one I've been going with, also like kind of probably seems in the same thing where it's like not very mature, but it's what I've stuck with. I think I actually thought of it while I was playing Wizards 101 way back in the day.
Yeah, you're right.
But She Wants the Dunsparce.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still sticking with it though. I still like it.
Yeah, but yours is also shortened.
Yeah, SWT Dunsparce.
No one knows what it means unless you tell them.
True. And I think that's the YouTube channel I'm going to be uploading on, so go check out that YouTube channel.
Listen, I've been contemplating changing my name on PlayStation for like months, and I just no inspiration ever came out. And so we just had to think of something to do it. First thing that came to my mind.
I've thought about changing mine too.
Yeah, I had that problem, or not that problem, but I had thought about that when I was going to start streaming, and I didn't know if I wanted something more like, I guess you could say marketable, just in case. But I couldn't think of anything, so I stuck with the She Wants the Dunsparce. And it's fine.
Thinking of a name is
like all the names are sparse. Like if you like anyone who knows me as far as Twitch is concerned, refers to me as sparse. So it works out, I guess.
Nope. What is it? Is your Twitch name the full thing, or is that one shortened too?
I believe my Twitch name is the full thing.
Mm,
Twitch.tv// she wants the Dunsparce.
Wouldn't have had any issues with marketing.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about it anyway. I'm not gonna be a big deal, and if I am, who really cares?
So how does it feel to you guys now that you guys have actually had successfully over like 100 views? I mean, to me, I think that's actually a pretty bigger deal than like what we've ever been used to every time we've ever tried to attempt doing this.
Yeah, that's much bigger than we thought it would ever get to. So
yeah, like obviously we kind of just make you guys, or at least in my perspective, kind of just make this for fun and just something to look back on and even talk about. And if people listen, you know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, we the day after, because a lot of the views came in really quickly. So like the day after, or it was the next 2 or 3 days, I woke up to go to work and I screenshotted it. I checked it and I screenshotted it, and we were at like 50 views or something, or 60 views, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And then later in the day, Tyler's sent me a screenshot back and it went up even more. And then the next day, and we did that for like 2 or 3 days straight until it kind of, I think it's at like what is it at? We said yesterday.
It's at 119 now, so.
And
nice.
we were like, in our chat, we were just kind of freaking out a little bit. We were like, what the bork is going on here? Well, this wasn't
100 people is 100 people, especially when you guys haven't like really marketed it that much towards a lot of people. Like, besides like sharing on Facebook and whatnot, but clearly people have showed it to their friends, because I don't think we could just find 100 people just to watch it, you know, voluntarily.
Yeah, within the first day, we had about 75 of those views. So
yeah,
I really think I think the video aspect was much bigger of a deal than either of us thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
People, I think, just going off at least my personal preference, if I'm just scrolling through YouTube and I see faces, I feel like I'm more likely to click on it than if it's just a logo.
Yeah.
So it's kind of unfortunate that we don't have that opportunity now with everything going on.
Right.
But it's more mature. It's the responsible thing to do. So.
Mm-hmm. Kind of all we got now.
Yep.
I think most people watched it because they saw my beard.
Probably. Your beard looks pretty dope.
It's so long. I was talking to my mom yesterday on FaceTime, and I was like, when did it get so long? When did this happen? I'm not trimming it.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if Colin's aware, but I actually did shave my head.
Oh, you're disgusting.
So I do not have the mop on my head anymore.
Why?
So that would be something. Because I get sweaty, Colin. It's so hot outside. It's getting there anyway.
It's been hot like one day.
And I was dying that day. Let me tell you, woke up and I was like, wow. I think I was hanging out with Manny, and he was like, wow, you are sweating so bad. I'm like, yeah, thanks. I cannot help it.
I appreciate it.
So yeah, we just decided to cut it off. Unfortunately, I actually did want to style it and not look like I'm 14 right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so long to the point where I had a very bad hairline. Not even hairline, it was like my hair used to flop down to the sides.
Yeah, that was when you were.
There was a big line in the middle. Yeah, and it didn't look good trying to have it still kind of styled. So we just had to shave it all off and restart. So you won't be seeing my face on any podcast until I look normal again.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Because I look like an idiot.
Or you can just pull a Colin and wear a hat, like he plans on doing.
Yeah, that was gonna happen if we actually did meet up to do this.
Rip. This feels like the end. I feel like we're there.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to end.
I mean, unless anyone has anything else they would like to talk about.
I'm all set.
Go play with you guys, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm ready for some games.
Yeah. So if you want this conversation to continue, it's not nearly as deep as any of this would be, but if you'd like to just see us dick around on playing video games and making jokes and stuff, then feel free to check out my YouTube channel, which is, I'm pretty sure the one I'm going to use is She Wants the Dunsparce. So That's fine.
Yeah. It is your day for a recommendation, sir.
It is my day. We could ask Matt if he has a recommendation as well, though.
Matt,
Recommendation.
Good.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
just anything that you've been watching, reading, anything like that. Any suggestions, things you've been doing that you think other people should give a try?
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared for a question like this. Put me on the spot. Jeez.
There's no limits. You can pick anything.
Yeah, there's
I recommended
anything.
a movie. Last episode, I recommended.
We've recommended books, movies, shows. You can do more. Anything. Something to do. Activities.
I'll give a shout out to my man Dave.
Okay.
That'd be Dave, the TV show on Hulu. You definitely should check that out.
Okay.
About Lil Dicky, I'm sure everyone's heard of Lil Dicky before.
Yeah.
That's something I've been grinding these past. I mean, obviously it's a weekly thing that come out with a new episode.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's been great. I think everyone should give it a shot. He's a weird guy. His humor is very strange, and I think I can relate to that. It's just very relatable in some of the stuff he talks about.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone should give it a try.
There we go.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, just because it's my episode, I'll throw something out too. When you're not watching that show, just go for a walk. That's my recommendation.
Yeah, don't be scared to walk outside and go on a hike, because that's all you can do now, people.
Even a run?
Yeah, just a brisk walk. If you got a dog, take your dog for a nice walk.
Take your dog for a walk.
Just go around the block, something like that.
Beautiful.
All right.
In the world,
yeah.
Walk at a time.
It'll get you out of the house. It'll feel good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that brings us to the end. Also, Matt, you mentioned your photography, your drone photography. You'd like to plug anything like your Instagram, anything like that? Now would be the time to do so.
To follow the Instagram at ADK DroneWorks if you want to see some awesome video and pictures from a bird's eye view.
There we go.
Yeah, I think that's a good follow. So that'll brings us to the end of episode 6 of the Thought Grenade podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We thank you for listening or watching, even though there's not much to watch, unfortunately. We look forward to talking to you, at you, next week.
Thanks for having me on the episode too.
Yeah, it was great to have you, Matt.
Yeah, definitely want to be on another episode.
Yeah, we'll look forward to having other people as well as Matt in future episodes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there has been some conversations I would love to have been a part of in other episodes, like your guys' space talk. That was probably one of my favorite episodes.
I mean, that's the one that did the best so far. So
yeah, that one was good.
Yeah, well, feel free to. We can revisit topics back then as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, we look forward to blowing your minds next week.
Yes, we do. Goodbye.
Goodbye.